supposed to be going to get my car retuned right now. Oh man, that's rough. It's like 30 degrees, it's pouring down rain. Just like the worst weather conditions to drive a 700 horsepower Cobra. Makes me nervous every time I have to drive a car in weather like this, but we need to get it done. So the whole reason for me needing a retune is, you guys remember, I took my dad for a ride like late last year, did like 2 pulls, and I started hearing this like ee noise, and I was like, what's going on? Did I break the blower? Like, I've only done like a couple pulls on it. So I don't know if you guys noticed in that last video, but when we did that second pull, it was like a little second gear pull, and then I was going into third. I think it was second and third. Anyways, on that second pull, my boost dropped, and I was like, what is going on now? Like, what did I do this time? And it turns out this little vacuum line that's on the back of the blower popped out, and it was just kind of pushed in. I think this vacuum line, because we're running 21 pounds of boost, is going to have to be clamped down, because otherwise it's just gonna keep popping off in the middle pulls. Did that pull, and I noticed halfway through the pull that something was weird, and then I'm sputtering, and I was like, oh, vacuum leak, and then you could hear it when we actually pulled over. I was like, oh, okay, I'm glad it is. Always glad when it's not the blower. And we pulled over at the gym and found out that the main vacuum line on the back of the Cobra had popped off. So I put it back on, and then ever since then, my idle has been surging up and down, and I've had a slight sputter. So my thought process on the whole thing was that when we tuned the car originally at Schrader's, that maybe that vacuum line was never really that tight, and it was tuned with a little bit of air leakage, and then when I put it back on really tight, it changed the air-fuel ratio just such a slight amount that it threw my idle off again, because with cams, with our 304 Cobra, if you change the air-fuel just like tiny amount, it's a very small amount, it just completely throws the thing off. Such an intricate little car that I have. So now we're gonna go drive in the rain to get that slight read. I've literally, I think I've tuned this car 4 times in the past year because of stupid stuff. Like, we got a mass air meter, and then the first day that I had it, it broke. Now, I find out that even after we fixed the mass air meter, or we got the new mass air meter and retuned it again, now there was a little vacuum leak the entire time. Vacuum leaks are going to be the death of me. I hate driving the Cobra in weather like this. Just with 555Rs, if there's like a big puddle in the road and I hit it and I'm going like faster than like 30, it'll just knock me sideways. So word to the wise, if you have an 0304 Cobra and you have 555Rs or something even slicker, if you have to drive in weather like this, go like 30. Don't even go 40. It's not worth it. Honestly guys, the worst thing about driving this thing in the weather isn't me. It's people getting mad and like flying past me because they're like, oh, you're going 5 miles under. It's raining, we should be going faster. I don't know why, but in North Carolina when it rains, people go faster. And then they wreck. A lot. Like a lot. Especially when it gets icy, everyone wrecks because everyone's going like normal speed. not running right, and then you get a tune revision, and it's just like, oh, I feel better now. It's just one of those things like where like if you're sick and then you feel better, but like in my case, it's my car that was sick and now it feels better. I'm sorry, I talk about my car like it's a human. I've just had it so long. Had this car 9 years now. So it turns out we've had a boost leak this entire time because when we first tuned it, it loosened up the main vacuum line on the back of the Cobra, and then when we got it back and did some pulls, it just blew it off completely. So now it is that a rock? Now we're good, no vacuum leaks. I actually made more boost because there are new vacuum leaks now. So 21.5 pounds of boost, I believe. So we're almost at 22 pounds of boost now. So no more boost. That's a little more than I feel like I should be making on pump gas. So I'm not gonna be making any more boost. Probably not gonna beat it on a ton. At some point I will get E85, just not right now. Oh my goodness, the idle doesn't drop. The idle doesn't drop when I come to a stop, so that's awesome. So after I put on all the new pulleys and the new belt and everything, it sounded like the car was making a weird noise. Turns out the green V-belt is just really loud compared to just like a regular belt. And so if you get a green V-belt and your car starts making like a buzzing noise almost, it's the belt. It's not exactly a buzzing noise. You can just hear the belt spinning a little bit more than you would with a belt that's not a green V-belt. So the car did make a little more power. That wasn't the goal for today. I just wanted the car to be running good. So we did 5 pulls. On the last pull, when the car was already heat soaked, it made 631 at the wheels. Now I know you're gonna say, Jordan, that's exactly what it made the first time. Hey there, bud. The first time it did make 631, but it was not on the 5th pull. It was on like the first real pull. So after like 4 extra pulls, this thing made the same power that it made months ago when we dynoed it, like on the first pull. Usually around like 3 or 4 pulls, I lose around 10 or 15 horsepower. So that leads me to believe that she's now making around like 640 to 645 at the wheels when she's not heat soaked, which is really awesome. And we made damn near 600 foot-pounds of torque. 600 foot-pounds of torque with a 2-3 Whipple. This is exciting, guys. So what do you guys want first? You want the good news or do you want the bad news? So, good news first. The Cobra is running great. The retune really helped it. It didn't really need much of a retune, but when that vacuum line came out, it messed things up a little bit. I'm on an extra pound of boost, which is also really cool. So I'm really excited. More content is coming very soon. The bad news is this morning I woke up and there was a scuff. Someone sideswiped me at my apartment complex this morning, apparently, as they pulled out to probably go to work. And it's not that bad, but it's still annoying. I know a lot of you guys want me to repaint the Cobra, but I just want to reiterate that I will repaint the Cobra as soon as I get a house. But for now, I don't want to because literally someone sideswipes me or keys my car or hits my car with a buggy or bird poops on it or cat scratches it. Literally about like every week one of those things happened. It happens, and I don't want to paint it yet because I probably, my paint will be bad again in 4 years, and I want to paint it one time, and then I want to not paint it again for like 10, 15 years. It'll just be in a garage all the time, and then I'll take it out to drive it when I want to, but yes. Cobra is fixed. I'm really excited to start making way more content for you guys, and with that, I will conclude this video. Much love. Have a fantastic weekend.